From News Channel 15, you're watching News Channel 15 Tonight with Kyle Peach. This is News Channel 15 Tonight.
Hi, good evening and welcome into News Channel 15. I'm Eli Grimes. Let's take a look at tonight's news. Our first story, WFIW says 4 guilty pleas were handed down by Judge Matt Vaughn in Wayne County Circuit Court on Thursday. James Heidinger III, 51 of Lexington, Kentucky, pled guilty to reckless conduct. He received 24 months of court supervision and was ordered to pay court costs. He was also sentenced to 180 days in the Wayne County Jail. Stayed, meaning he will serve the time only if he violates the terms of his current sentence. Lane Johnson, age 23 of Keens, pled guilty to disorderly conduct. He was sentenced to 6 months of court supervision, ordered to pay court costs, and was given credit for 1 day served in the Wayne County Jail. Derek Bradham, 42 of Fairfield, pled guilty to unlawful use of an electronic tracking device. He received 1 year of court supervision, court costs, and credit for 6 days already served in the Wayne County Jail. Joshua Smothers of Mill Shoals admitted to violating a previous probation order related to a charge of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. He was resentenced to a new 2-year term of probation along with court costs. Smothers also received a 180-day stayed jail sentence, which will be imposed if he violates the terms of his new probation. Area reports, Carmi police arrested 53-year-old Jason Stinson and 48-year-old Tina Stinson just after 4 a.m. on Friday morning. Both individuals are charged with domestic battery and will remain behind bars until they see a judge. WSJD reports a district judge sentenced a St. Elmo man to 32 years in federal prison after he shot at law enforcement agents serving an arrest warrant at his residence in Fayette County. Dax Baldridge, 47, pleaded guilty in January to 7 counts of assault of a federal officer, 2 counts of using a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence, and 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon. Following imprisonment, he will serve 5 years of supervised release. On August 17th of 2022, task force members with the U.S. Marshals Service attempted to serve an arrest warrant for Baldridge at his residence in Fayette County. When they arrived, the officers knocked and gave Baldridge an opportunity to present himself for arrest. As they began to make entry to the residence, Baldridge used a stolen short-barrel rifle equipped with 60 rounds of ammunition to shoot through the wall of his residence, nearly striking multiple officers. All agents were able to retreat from the residence safely and without injury. After firing at officers, Baldridge barricaded himself in his residence and engaged in a standoff with law enforcement that lasted for over 10 hours. Following his arrest, investigating agents conducted a search of Baldridge's residence and recovered 9 firearms, including 6 rifles, a revolver, 2 pistols, along with ammunition. WSJD reports several arrests made in the past month or so. Back on June 17th of this year, Mount Carmel police arrested Daisy A. Cordell, age 19 of Mount Carmel, for driving under the influence of alcohol and illegal consumption of alcohol by a minor following a traffic stop on a 2011 Chrysler on Park Road and Poor Farm Road. While speaking to the driver, identified as Cordell, the officer became suspicious that she may be under the influence of alcohol. The officer requested Cordell to submit to a roadside sobriety check, in which she agreed. During the sobriety testing, the officer noted several clues to indicate impairment due to alcohol. Cordell was then placed under arrest and transported to the Wabash County Jail. Upon arrival, Cordell was processed for DUI, issued the above charges, and released on a notice to appear. On June 25th of this year at approximately 9:30 p.m., Mount Carmel police arrested Darren D. Rumsey, age 24 of Mount Carmel, for aggravated battery following a dispute between 2 males over a female. Officers were called to the area of 7th and Pear Streets, where they received information that Rumsey had punched the male in the face, who was seated in a vehicle with the female while on the property of the Mount Carmel Library. That alleged victim and female had left the area and was reportedly near the area of 9th and Poplar, where officers responded to and located them. After speaking to involved witnesses, the alleged victim was allowed to sign a complaint against Rumsey for aggravated battery. Rumsey was then placed under arrest and transported to the Wabash County Jail, where he was charged and held pending the court's determination of pretrial release. On July 7th, Mount Carmel police arrested James C. Miller, age 48, of Mount Carmel, on 2 counts of failure to register as a sex offender for failing to report his use of the social media applications Discord and Twitch as part of his sex offender registry requirements. Further investigation resulted in additional charges of 2 counts of attempted aggravated criminal sexual abuse and 1 count of unlawful dissemination of a private sexual image. Due to the nature of the last 2 alleged offenses, no further information will be released. Miller was transported to the Wabash County Jail, where he was charged and held pending the court's determination of pretrial release. On July 7th, Mount Carmel police arrested Robbie L. Clark, age 42, of Olney, for a Richland County warrant on failure to appear for a DUI charge. Police were called to conduct a welfare check in the 1400 block of College Drive regarding a male subject lying on the ground. After confirming that individual was okay, officers learned of the warrant resulting in his arrest. Clark was transported to the Wabash County Jail, where he was issued the warrant and later released with a new court date. On July 5th, Mount Carmel police also arrested Charles C. Brown, age 46, of Mount Carmel, for domestic battery following a domestic dispute at a residence in the 1900 block of North Cherry Street. Officers were called to the scene to investigate, at which time they found evidence indicating Brown had pushed his girlfriend into the refrigerator against the wall and spat on her during the argument. Brown was taken into custody and transported to the Wabash County Jail, where he was charged and held pending a pretrial release determination by the court. In other news, the Fairfield Fire Department was called out on 2 separate calls Sunday afternoon. The first call around 3 p.m. was a report of a 2-vehicle accident at 1st and Main Street in front of the Huck's gas station. There was a report of an Illinois State Police squad car that was struck by a passenger vehicle with unknown injuries. That call was canceled while the department was en route. The second call, just after 4 p.m., was a report of a structure fire in an area off Petroleum Boulevard. It turned out to be a brush pile on private property. And finally, 2 people were injured in a head-on collision late Wednesday morning on Illinois Route 15, about a half-mile east of North Dartmouth Lane, according to Jefferson County Sheriff Jeff Bullard. The crash occurred when an SUV driven by 78-year-old Gwendolyn Thomason of Keens drifted into the westbound lane and collided head-on with a roll-off truck driven by 35-year-old Taylor Bruce of Mount Vernon. Following the impact, Thomason's SUV veered down an embankment and overturned multiple times before landing on its wheels. Emergency crews and bystanders helped open a door and carried Thomason up the embankment to an ambulance. Bruce's truck also overturned once, coming to rest upright. Both drivers were transported to area hospitals, thankfully with non-life-threatening injuries. That does it for our news. Stick around. I've got your weather forecast coming up next, and then I will be back to talk MLB scores right before the All-Star break. Stay with us.
At Wabash General Hospital Senior Enrichment Center, we believe that sometimes a helping hand is all it takes for seniors to get their lives back on track. Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals are here to offer guidance and support, helping navigate the unique health and lifestyle concerns faced by seniors. Whether dealing with feelings of anxiety, loneliness, or unresolved grief, struggling with changes in mood or concentration, or coping with health-related challenges, we're here for you. Call Wabash General Hospital Senior Enrichment Center at 618-263-9116.
Get employee pricing at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Get a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler with payments as low as $390 per month and a 2025 Jeep Compass as low as $369 a month. Come in today or go to SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com.
Steve Faulkner Automotive in Mount Carmel, Illinois has an outstanding service department. With free pickup and delivery, we'll make sure your vehicle runs perfectly at an affordable price. Come see us today or view our service specials at SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com.
Illinois lawmakers are back in Springfield to finalize a new budget for the coming fiscal year as the General Assembly winds down its spring session. Join Illinois lawmakers and the Capital News Illinois team of veteran State House reporters with weekly on-the-scene coverage through adjournment at the end of May. Illinois lawmakers, now a public service of Capital News Illinois.
Welcome back. Let's talk your forecast for today. Nothing really to speak of as we put your radar in motion starting around 8:30 this morning. And that kind of remains the story for much of today. Let's move into your almanac. For today, a high of 89 degrees and a low of 72 is what we saw for this evening and today. 1.35 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. A lot of our regions saw some heavy showers yesterday. That dies down just a bit, but the chance for showers scattered in nature and thunderstorms remains a possibility throughout most of this week. Your normals and records are there on the screen. Let's put your forecast map in motion. This starts around 1 p.m. today. As you can see, pockets of showers to our south are a possibility moving through our region as we move into Tuesday morning. Again, clear conditions, but hit or miss is still the story. You can see a line of storms move through our southern counties just a bit, catching the northern end of that storm, and then into Wednesday morning, those shower chances remain, and that is the story, hit or miss throughout the week. Let's move into your lows tonight into Tuesday morning, mostly in the low 70 mark, 72 in McLeansboro and Carmi, as well as Mount Carmel. Your highs tomorrow, 90 degrees for most everywhere, excluding Flora, Olney, and McLeansboro at 87, and Flora and Olney at 91, the high down there in McLeansboro. Wednesday morning, mostly in that low 70 mark once again, 72 across pretty well all of our viewing area. And on Wednesday, your high is going to be in the low 90s, 91 in Mount Carmel and Albion, and 93 there, the hot spot in McLeansboro, a possibility. Let's look at your extended forecast. Hard to project, but mostly just those hit or miss chances of showers pretty much every day this week into the weekend and starting at the beginning of next work week, mostly in the low 90 degree range for the highs. The hot spot on Thursday, 93 degrees, and your lows, again, mostly in that low 70 mark, topping out at 74 on Wednesday and Thursday nights for the lows. That's a look at your forecast. Don't go anywhere. MLB scores and sports are up next. Stay with us.
Life doesn't slow down for busy families. From early practices to late night games, every moment matters. That's why First National Bank offers online tools to fit into your schedule no matter how hectic it gets. From mobile banking to quick check deposits, First National Bank makes it easy to keep up with life and stay on top of your finances. No matter the schedule, First National Bank keeps you in the game.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Have your weather radio, have a flashlight with batteries in it, make sure your cell phone's charged, know where you're going to go when bad weather hits. Go to a lowest interior room in your house and wait the storm out. After the storm, if your power's out or if there's any kind of dangerous situation or anything like that, call Mount Carmel Public Utility Company. As you go outside to survey the damage a little bit, just make sure to stay away from down power lines.
Hi, my name is Rylan Robb. I am from Albion, Illinois, and I am a radio TV major here at Wabash Valley College. From broadcasting all sorts of sports games to producing my own TV show and radio show, the hands-on experience is as much as you want to do with it. In terms of the program itself, I think it's really special. It's really like almost a little family in a way, and it's really been really nice being able to experience the things I have with people that genuinely appreciate it with me.
Welcome back. Let's wrap things up with a quick look at sports. MLB scores from yesterday, right before the All-Star break. The Chicago Cubs won over the Yankees 4-1. The St. Louis Cardinals beat the Braves 5-4. The Cincinnati Reds down to the Colorado Rockies 4-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Minnesota Twins 2-1. And the Milwaukee Brewers got the best of the Nationals 8-1. This marks the midpoint of the season as the All-Star break begins, with the All-Star game to be played in Atlanta tomorrow night. Should be a fun one. That's a look at sports and your newscast tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. From myself, Eli Grimes, as well as everyone here at News Channel 15, have yourself a great night.